You know what? I'm already late, and it's my stream. I can start 3 minutes before the timer is over. I can do that. Okay, I have the power. I have the authority. I am important, and I am a very valuable guy. Hi, how you doing? My name is Waldo, and I am here to feel the politics with you. How's everybody doing tonight? I am doing great. I still have a little bit of a cold. Dude, I don't know what it is about the crud that's going around the PNW right now, but it is knocking people out like crazy. I heard about it in Northern California, too. It is especially bad this year. So I've still got some chest congestion. I've been drinking the Robitussin because I'm Robo-tripping right now, and it is just a thing that has been going around all over the place in the Seattle area right now. And I heard about it in Northern California as well. So, oh yeah, hi. If it wasn't bad enough that we're entering World War III, I have to enter World War III with chest congestion. It's very sad, and I'm sorry that it happened, and I hope it doesn't happen to you. Hi, how's it going? How's everybody doing tonight? I'm doing good. How are you enjoying the end of the world? How is the
Any of it just subscribed for 9 months in a row.
Any of it? You just turned another frog gay. I'm proud of you. You have 9 months of frog sexuality experience, and there are very few people who can say that. Okay, very few people in the world who can say that, and it's you, my friend. So yeah, how's the end of the world treating you guys? Are you guys enjoying your World War III? Well, you get another one every couple of months. It's pretty great. So let me change one more thing over here. I am all out of sorts today. It's the wrong day for me to stream. It's the wrong time. I'm already late. And my kid is at school watching a play. So I'm going to have to go pick him up when that's over. But I don't know when it's over. Might be 8 o'clock, might be 9 o'clock, might be 10 o'clock. I don't have any damn idea. So I might have to actually end the stream really abruptly and then run away and get him. Because you can't leave your kid outside of a school on a Thursday night or else you go to jail. Thanks, Obama. That's just how it works these days. Okay, so let's do some politics. You're here, I'm here. That's what we do here. Let's do a little bit of politics. Let's have some good times. Let's look at the politics. Let's see what's going on. My Twitch stream is having a commercial break. That sucks. That's why I do the whole 15-minute intro, man. That's why I do that. That's why, God, Waldo, you idiot. That's why you put that on there. Is so that people will, not have to watch the commercials. Okay. Web view, go over here, we go to here, we go to window capture, we click on the right window. And also, I'm also a minute behind because all of my windows were in the wrong browser, and that drove me nuts. You see the report about the officers complaining about the multiple commanders said Trump was starting a war with Iran to usher in the end of the world and return to Christ. I sure did any of it. It's going to be great. That's why I labeled the stream the way I did. Even if whether it rains or freezes, we got our bombs and we got our Jesus. So you have everything you need. Bombs and Jesus. You don't need anything else. We're going to knock out, we're going to talk about, what's her name? Kristi Noem real quick. She got fired today. Very good news, but also not great news. It doesn't matter. Then we'll talk about Iran, and then we'll jump into the biblical proportions.
Zionism, yo.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's what we'll talk about tonight. Let's get it started with good old Kristi Noem. She has been fired today, and that's good. She sucks and is bad at her job and shouldn't be in charge of anything. But she proved that she sucks and is stupid by misquoting literary quotes. So, oops. Oh, hang on. Gotta move my thing. Ah, damn it. I can't move my thing in here. Okay, anyway. She misquoted this thing. Let's listen to what she has to say.
Reminded me of the quote that is often attributed to George Orwell that states, "People sleep peacefully in their beds at night only because rough men stand ready to do violence on their behalfs."
That is not a George Orwell quote. That is a Rudyard Kipling quote because she's stupid. And it does, something feels just right about that, doesn't it? She misquotes Orwell. She's doing Orwellian stuff every day. She's in charge of a government that's like hurting people, you know? Orwell didn't say that. That's a Kipling quote. Orwell talked about big government using political language to sound truthful, making war sound like statistics and murder sound like law enforcement. That's probably why she got it confused. Because that's what she does on a regular fucking basis, is Orwellianism. She makes horrible things sound normal. She makes absolute unbearable murder sound like just normal everyday stuff. So she's used to the Orwell quotes. She's used to people quoting Orwell at her. And so when she reached out for a famous author, she misunderstands what Orwell was all about, being anti-war, and changes Orwell to be in favor of rough men doing violence on the regular people's behalf. Orwell wouldn't like that either. He was anti-war. But as usual, she does not know anything, and she's so especially stupid that it bothers me. It really does. Like, she's dumber than a fucking box of rocks. She's about as sharp as a bag of doorknobs. And like, she gets to be ridiculously wealthy. She's far more wealth than I ever will have. She was a governor. She's in the cabinet. She's going to write a book and the conservatives are going to fucking buy it. Not really read it because they can't read. And then they're going to give her a bunch of free money. And then she gets to go on Fox News every few months from now for the rest of her life and just make some money. It's disgusting. While you and I have jobs where we actually produce something useful or helpful for the world, and we get pissed on. And that is upsetting. I got confused defending her Orwellian bullshit. Yeah, apparently AI is notorious for degrading her overlong conversations. Yeah. Maybe, oh yeah, you know what? Maybe that's what it was. The last thing she looked up was Orwellianism to find out why everybody kept calling her Orwell. And then she found a fake quote on AI because she's too stupid to use actually read. That sounds about right. She got it from AI. That makes sense to me. I hate these people. Okay. What is the next people we have to look at? There we go. Okay. Oh, okay. So she's going to be replaced by Mark Wayne Mullen, who, whenever we talk about Mark Wayne Mullen, I got to talk like this. Okay. Mark Wayne Mullen's from Oklahoma. All right. And when you talk about people from Oklahoma, you have to put on your southern accent. And Mark Wayne Mullen is a moron. He real dumb. He's stupid. He's not very smart. But we're going to listen to him talk.
Attorney General Merrick Garland spoke about the threats
He just wants to kiss his fish and drink his beer.
Against the Justice Department and election officials and what they are facing going into this election. He just launched this election threats task force. Last election, you were one of the lawmakers who voted to not certify Biden's victory. If Trump loses and every state certifies as the results of their election, will you accept a peaceful transfer of power?
You know, it's hard to say what you're going to do and what you're not, because my job is to make sure their irregularities are within the standard that the federal government puts out place, which is us. What is the irregularities?
He is a Jan 6 supporter and a election denier. So the thing that makes people worry is that when he is in charge of the DHS, will the Dems wimp out because they got what they wanted? They got rid of Kristi Noem. So what's going to happen? Most likely, is that the Democrats are going to become wimps. They're going to be like, yay, we did it. We got a political victory. Yay, we got rid of Kristi Noem. She's so mean. And they're going to get Mark Wayne Mullen, who's going to do the same damn thing in the same damn way, maybe even worse. Maybe He'll bring the troops to polling stations at the midterms, and then it won't be Kristi Noem, and then the Dems can be like, "Yay, we did it!" Kristi Noem didn't bring the ICE agents to the polls on the midterms. Mark-Wayne Mullen did. Yeah, win, progress. That's what's about to happen. He is a moron who doesn't know what he's doing and is entirely ill-equipped to run a large organization. And he is going to do exactly what Donald Trump tells him to do because he is an idiot. Here we get to watch him start a fist fight in Congress. Here we go.
Quit the tough guy act in these Senate hearings. You know where to find me. Any place, anytime, cowboy. Sir, this is a time, this is a place. If you want to run your mouth, we can be two consenting adults. We can finish it here.
Okay, that's fine.
Fight.
Perfect.
Fight.
You want to do it now?
Fight.
I'd love to do it right now.
Well, stand your butt up then.
You stand your butt up.
Oh, hold on.
Big guy.
Oh, stop it.
Is that your
All right.
solution every
Hold
poll?
it. No, sit down. Sit down. Okay. You know, you're a United States Senator. Sit down.
Active.
Oh, okay.
Sit down, please.
All right.
Can I respond? Mr.
Hold
Chairman?
it. Hold it. If
Hold
we
on.
can't, no,
This is
I have
what
the
he
mic.
said.
I'm sorry.
This is
Hold
what
it.
he said.
You'll have your time.
Okay.
Can I respond?
Oh, no, you can't.
No, you
This is a hearing. And God knows the American people have enough of contempt for Congress. Let's not
I don't
make
like
it worse.
thugs and
You-
bullies.
You have,
And that's
you
what-
have-
I don't like you.
In a very rare stance, a very strange time for me, I'm going to disagree with Bernie Sanders here and be like, no, Bernie,
The
let him
first
do
rule
it.
of Congress is you don't talk about Fight Club.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm going to disagree with
Bernie about to spank this kid XD.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Bernie's like, hey, be an adult. And I'm like, no, Bernie, no. Let him get out there. Let him wrestle. Let him tussle with this guy. That was a union man. That was a union president, okay? He's scrappy. I promise you. He's been in some fistfights. You can't be in charge of one of the largest unions in the country and not have been in a few fistfights. Okay, so he can handle himself. Bernie should have let it happen. He really should. He should have let that go on. He should have been like, get him, and banging the gavel, being like, yeah, go, 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 egging him on. It would have been great. Fucker would have been thrown out of his job, and it would have been good, and he would be laughed out of Congress. That would be good. You see, Bernie, you let them fuck up when they fuck up. When they want to throw hands with innocent civilians, you let them so that you can punish them later. So yeah, that guy is going to be in charge of DHS now, and he
Fuck
is...
it. We basically have Macho for president. Let him
Right.
fight XD.
Exactly. And that's what they respect anyway.
Reminds me of the Run the Jewels music video.
Oh, yeah. You're right. Yeah, we should just let him do it. Let him do it. It could have been cool. It could have been fun. We could have watched it. And then he could have lost, you know. And he is a senator from Oklahoma. So what's going to happen is he's going to go do this DHS thing. And I actually think this is good. This is good for the Dems, even though they suck and are not going to capitalize on it because they're stupid and wieners. Mark-Wayne Mullen got 60% of the vote in Oklahoma. Okay. So if he ain't there to run because he's running the DHS, somebody going to have to run in Oklahoma. Okay. And that wouldn't be him. He got 60% of the vote, and he could have been, he's young enough to be their senator in Oklahoma for decades, man. Really long time. Motherfucker could be senator into the 2050s, 2060s. He really could. But he chose not to do that because once you're a senator, it's real hard to get rid of senators. Once you're in, you're in.
The
for a
issue
long time.
always is the Dems.
Mhm.
Republicans could grape kids, cover it up and start a war, and you see where this joke is going.
And then they still win, yeah. And so, yeah, so maybe if the Dems weren't complete and utter dipshits, they could put something together. They could say, hey, we suddenly see an opening in Oklahoma. We have a chance at Blexus, Blue Texas. We have a chance with Tallarico because he won. He beat Jasmine Crockett, if you hadn't heard, which is good. Jasmine Crockett is good, but Tallarico is slightly better. Just not to pit two bad bitches against each other, but Tallarico is slightly better. he's a 95 and she's a 90. You know, it's not like she's bad. I'm not saying she's not any good. Sorry about the coughs, guys. But yeah, I just had some Robitussin. But yeah, so we have a chance with Texas. We have a chance now with Oklahoma. Get in there, spend some money, send somebody like Bernie to talk to people in Oklahoma, and they will love it. Oklahoma has been ignored by every Democrat everywhere for eternity. They don't even try. They don't even show up. And the people who do run there are not name brand, and they know that they're going to lose. Go there, spend a little bit of money, and it'll go a long way. But they won't. Because kitchen table issues, good old Chuck Schumer, will just be celebrating our current war with Iran, which is what we're going to talk about next, because, of course, we are. They like it. They love it. They want some more of it. Let's look at all the times, Donnelly, that these people called it war.
Then we may have casualties. That often happens in war.
We're doing very well on the war front.
We set the terms of this war from start to finish.
9,000 Americans have been able to leave the region since the start of this war.
Nobody should.
So war, you know, the president called it a war. The Secretary of Defense, I know he calls it the War Department, but Congress didn't change the name, so I'm not going to use it, even if he sues me. The Secretary of Defense called it a war. The Secretary of State called it a war. Kind of a big deal, you know. Congress declares war, not the president, but Congress is full of wieners. So now you have the opposite here. The actual, here we are looking at some actual Orwellianism right here.
Classify this as war. It is combat operations.
I wouldn't call this a war as much as I'd call it a conflict that should be very short and sweet.
I don't know if this is technically a war.
We have declared war. So if we haven't declared war, then I don't see that. The president hasn't asked us to declare war yet, but they have declared war on us.
Do you consider it a war?
They declared war on us.
It's a significant military operation.
Strategic strikes are not war.
They have declared war on us.
They declared war on us, you see, guys. They declared war on us. Got to hit that NyQuil, clear the right out. That's what I thought, too. I got the nighttime stuff over there, and I've been at it for a week. I got sick on Monday. It's been 5 days of sickness, and it's never been that long before, usually. They are calling it a war, and they're blocking away because they know how the courts work. Trump keeps saying war because he's a moron. Yes, because war has specific actual legal terms. If Tony says it on TV, that's fine. But when he writes it into his memos and stuff like that, he's not allowed to use the word war because we live in a goofy society. And I think that we are at war. We are at war. Trump has used the word several times in front of TV cameras, and he will continue to use that word in front of TV cameras because you're allowed to say whatever the fuck you want on TV. Donnie can say whatever he wants on TV and then go on the next day and say the exact opposite. Doesn't matter. When he drafts his executive orders and official
Some of you
documents,
might die, but that is a sacrifice I am willing to make. Lord
absolutely.
Farquaad.
He's willing to sacrifice quite a lot of people. On his official documents, he will not call it a war, however. In those, he will refer to it as a policing action, threat containment, overseas contingency operations, but not war, because Congress would have to approve of declaring a war. He's playing both sides because he's crooked. Conservatives get to play with the language because they don't respect it. They don't respect the meanings of words. They told us that we have actually been at war with Iran for the past 47 years. Look at my start screen. Where'd it go? Yeah, Tom Cotton, right there, said Iran has been at imminent threat to the United States for 47 years. And if you read above that, the imminent means likely to occur at any moment. There's no such thing as 47 years of imminent. That's fucking stupid. stupid. Tom Cotton is fucking stupid. But he gets to say things like that, and the conservatives get to say things like that because they don't respect words or language or definitions. If we've been at war with them for 47 years, why did they sign a peace agreement in 2015? It's fucking insane. We had a peace agreement with the country of Iran that they signed in 2015, and Trump threw it away because it was written by the black president, which means it couldn't be any good. It's garbage. It's dog shit. It has to be thrown away. It must be bad. It was written by the black president, and he wasn't even really president, according to Donald Trump. Tom Cotton is a moron, and he leads an entire troop of morons called the Republicans. He and Donnie have gathered all the morons together to bind them into a coalition of the stupid. And they get to set the direction of our country. I wish it weren't true. I wish smart people got to decide what the hell we do in our country, but they don't. It's the morons who get to run this place. I wish it weren't true. I don't know how to change their minds, but there are so many morons that they fucking outnumber us. I care about the words and the definitions. And I am telling you, we are at war with Iran. It is an unsanctioned and illegal war because the Senate did not vote for it. They did not declare the war. But Donnie does not mind ignoring the Constitution. He's never read it anyway. And if you ask him what it says, he'll ignorantly just assume that it agrees with him, just like the Bible and Jesus and George Orwell quotes. They all just agree with you at any given time. So the magic of being a conservative is Jesus just agrees with you all the time. Doesn't matter what fucked up, stupid thing you say. It doesn't matter what unbiblical thing you say. Jesus would agree with you about Bitcoins if you're a conservative. Jesus agrees with you, conservative, about Bitcoins. He fucking does. About Dogecoin. He agrees with you about internet porn. He really fucking does. It's a magic super power that they have. They just imagine that the Constitution agrees with them. They imagine the Bible agrees with them. They imagine George Orwell quotes are actually about them and about the Dems rather than themselves. I use the word war because our submarine shot a torpedo at their Navy boat and sank it. Let's look at that shit. There's no chance he can pretend it isn't. Yeah, the thing is, I think he's playing 5D chess as Congress demands that admit of the war. They couldn't find Trump. Yeah, president. Yeah, it dies. Yeah, that he's using it as he's playing both sides. It's a war when he wants it to be, and it's not a war when he doesn't want it to be. And that's horseshit. That is not the way you need to be operating. Bam! 87 dead as U.S. sinks Iranian warship in dangerous example of military overreach. A U.S. submarine has struck the Iranian frigate, leaving 87 of its sailors dead, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth has confirmed. The Department of Defense head did not reveal the name of the ship that has been sunk in the Indian Ocean, but did confirm the successful strike has been carried out. Though Hegseth did not name the ship, it is believed to have been the Iris Dena, which sent out a distress call on Wednesday.
Rich making it through the eye of a needle is a poly market bet, right?
Yeah, the rich, the wealthy. If you made your money from poly market, you can actually thread that needle. Yeah, absolutely. It's totally fine. Jesus agrees with you if you're conservative, always, 100%. Doesn't matter how many kids you molest. Jesus agrees with you. The Secretary of Defense said an American submarine sank an Iranian warship that thought it was safe in international waters. It was sunk by a torpedo, a quiet death, the first sinking of an enemy ship by torpedo since World War II. Like in that war, back when we were still the War Department, we are fighting to win. Sorry. Gosh. This is insanity. We are in an actual war. Okay, that's why I'm saying it's a war. That's why I'm using the word, not to make him look silly or make him look worse.
I feel y'all on the sick.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, it's going around. I use the word war because our submarine sunk their boat. This wasn't Al Qaeda or ISIS or some kind of unaffiliated rebel group. This wasn't some non-state actor. This was an official flag-bearing military submarine. Attacked an official flag-bearing military boat. And that changes things. It should change things. But it probably won't. Because the Congress is too weak and scared to take its constitutional war declaring power
homie,
back.
go to bed. We'd forgive you. Stick to the fishermen and the cartel like you're used to.
I know. Stick to the fishermen and cartel like you used to. Yeah. I'm going to get through just a little bit more of this, and then we'll call it for the night. Congress is too weak and scared to take its constitutional war declaring power back, and the military under Pete Hegseth has purged any dissenters. They are well armed, and they are willing to kill and die for their imaginary friend Jesus. Because that leads us into the next big damn problem with this damn war, is that it's a damn holy war. Here is certified lunatic RFK Jr.
And we have a spiritual malaise in this country. Suicide is now for certain groups of kids the highest cause of death. We have children who are lonely, who are isolated. We have a crisis of fragmentation and isolation around the country, and we need to start bringing people together and give them a sense of connection, give them a sense of community. And one of the ways to do that is to encourage them to go through this ancient ritual of making a meal with their family and then eating a meal with the family. And that is the basic core for reestablishing connection in the community. And President Trump understands that we're engaged right now in spiritual warfare, and that the malevolent forces want to drive us apart and end our connection to each other. And one of the ways that we can remedy that
the ancient
is
ritual?
by,
Bro, what in the
again,
actual fucking fuck?
reinstituting this sacred ritual of eating with each other and cooking with each other.
You make me sick, RFK Jr., and I mean that like literally and figuratively. Like literally, you making us all sick. You make me sick, RFK Jr. You are a goddamn lunatic. I don't understand how people could hear that and think that it was something good. Any of it. You're a normal human being, and you heard that, and you're like, the fuck ancient ritual. I'm just cooking Hot Pockets. I'm making macaroni for the kids, so they'll shut up. They ascribe magic to a family dinner. I recognize that it is good and happy and nice to have a dinner with your family. I recognize it. I dig it. I make family dinner all the time. There's nothing magic about it. There's just humans being human. Be a good person. Be a decent person. Make dinner for your family. Make your kids what they want to eat. Totally cool. You're a good person. That doesn't make you an ancient ritual doing spiritual warfare against the magical goat demon that lives in the center of the earth. That's fucking stupid. But we are run by morons. I imagine that I was born in the wrong time and I should have died in the battlefield with the sword to shield in my hand. And Lord, I've never met RFK Jr. imagines being this fucking Merlin. Yeah, exactly. He imagines himself being this super genius in the year 1200 who would tell you to drink the raw milk and he would be stronger than everyone else because he's on HGH and steroids. Because that man takes a lot of steroids. He really does. Through magic, spiritual warfare, ancient sacred rituals, and steroids, he is looking very fit and very good right now. But it gets worse because as a few people have suggested. Where did that thing go? Military leaders say Iran war is so Trump can bring about Armageddon. Hooray! It's a holy war, everybody. U.S. troops were told Iran war was for Armageddon and the return of Jesus. Advocacy groups report commanders giving similar messages at more than 30 installations in every branch of the military. So this wasn't one kooky motherfucker. This was 30 installations, every single branch. A combat unit commander told a non-commissioned officer at a briefing Monday that the Iran war was part of God's plan and that Donald Trump was anointed by Jesus to light the signal fire in Iran to cause Armageddon and mark his return to Earth, according to a complaint by a non-commissioned officer. From Saturday morning through Monday night, more than 110 similar complaints about commanders in every branch of the military had been logged by the Military Religious Freedom Foundation. The complaints came from more than 40 different units spread across at least 30 military installations, the MRFF told me on Monday night. The MRFF is keeping the complaints anonymous to prevent retribution by the Defense Department because you know the fuck they would. You know they would fucking retribute against these people. You call in and say, hey, my commander's talking about how we're in a holy war and shit like that. They will drop your ass. They will court-martial your ass for being a spy. One complainant identified themselves as an NCO in a unit currently outside the Iran combat zone. So they're outside Iran, but in a ready support status, deployable at any time. The NCO said that they were Christian and emailed the MRFF on behalf of 15 troops, including at least 11 Christians, 1 Muslim, 1 Jew. The NCO wrote that the MRFF, that the commander urged us to tell our troops that this is all about God's divine plan, and he specifically referenced numerous citations out of the book of Revelation referring to Armageddon and the imminent return of Jesus Christ. Now, we have good old Pete saying it too. Monday's emails from the NCO said that the commander's remarks destroyed morale and unit cohesion and are in violation of the oaths we swore to uphold the Constitution. They don't know what the Constitution is. They don't know. They've never read it. Conservatives don't read the Constitution. They just assume that it agrees with them. And that is the problem. We are in a holy war right now. The dumbest among us have banded together, as I said a minute ago, created something called Republicans, created conservatism, and it gives them license and free reign to lie, cheat, steal, and misrepresent literally anything that they want, as long as it benefits them. They will lie to you if it benefits them. They will cheat if it benefits them. They will steal if it benefits them. They will steal from the hungry. They will steal from the poor. They will steal from anyone, especially if that other one is part of a different group, a different race, a different ethnicity, a different persuasion, a different type of person. They will steal from them because that is what conservatism is. It is a death cult. Conservatism is a death cult. Pete Hegseth is part of a death cult, and he is in charge of many, many, many military units, bombs, planes, guns, nukes, and lives. All of them will be sacrificed, will be spent to make his imaginary friend Jesus feel better. And I think that's a fucking stupid thing to do. Don't kill our planet to make your imaginary friend Jesus feel better. Please. And that's it for me tonight. I'm still kind of sick. I'm not feeling too good. I'm coughing all over the place, and you don't want to hear me coughing. So I appreciate everybody who's here for it. Thanks for coming, KBP. Thanks for being here, any of it. I thank you very much. And I'll turn this into a YouTube video and pop it out tonight. I'm going to shave all of this off. Okay? And then on over the weekend, I'm going to go to Comic-Con as Harry Dubois. Then on Sunday, I will play Diablo. It'll be Harry D plays Diablo 2. Harry Dubois plays Diablo 2 on Sunday. So come for that. I'll have the text-to-speech on. We can have a good time. We can goof around, and maybe we'll feel good. Straight up Zionism, the Christian view of Zionism is that Israel will bring the end of the world. Yeah, absolutely. Israel's view of Zionism is to get those dumb Americans to benefit Israel. Yeah, absolutely. And that is part of the problem as well. The Old Testament, the evangelical Christians think that the end of the world will happen on Mount Megiddo, mountain of Megiddo. And that's in Iran. And that's where Jesus comes back to life. All the Jews go back to Israel, and then they all get to go up to heaven because they're magic and they believed the right thing. And Jesus agreed with them the whole time anyway. So he will totally agree with them, no matter how many Epstein files they ignored or participated in. All the good Christians who say nice things about Jesus, even though they are bad, terrible people, will just magically ascend to heaven, and they would get to live on a cloud for the rest of their lives, for the rest of eternity, being happy and peaceful. And everybody else goes into the pit of hell. That's insane. You shouldn't let people like that near nuclear weapons.
Thanks, Waldo.
Thanks, KBP. All right, I'm going to go before I start coughing again. I love you. Good night. Goodbye. Have a good time. Bye-bye. Sunday for Harry D plays Diablo 2.